Hey, how's it going? Good to have everyone, all one of you. I got a question. So, I do these sporadically now. I got to be honest. I haven't put enough into them to take the podcast too serious. Like I said, I did the podcast forever with people that never shared the podcast, but were on it, that enjoyed when we had 15,000, 10,000 live views, but never shared it and kind of shit on me. So whatever. So now I'm like one viewer. Cool. Anyway, here's the point. There's a fight coming up. I live right across the street from a MAYWEATHER gym, the boxing gyms. I could never afford to go there. And I'll tell you what, a ton of black people that live in low-income areas can't afford to go there either. They can't get there. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? They can't get there. They can't practice there. They can't work out there. They can't learn to box there. Most poor people cannot go to MAYWEATHER's gym. So now my question comes, okay, let me say this. Logan Paul is a hunk of shit. Just a rich, bratty, fucking the worst white person. Like, he's that white person that we're all trying to kind of get rid of, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to change away from the Logan Pauls, the guys that go out there and film girls, the guys that go out there and like do racist shit and do crazy shit just to get attention and this and that go to the worst places in our society. Like, in the sense of, race, womanizing, things like this to get famous. Now he's famous. Now he got to fight some fighters. Whatever. I mean, I get it. People are money hungry. MAYWEATHER, I don't believe, is money hungry. Well, okay, I'm sorry. MAYWEATHER, I don't believe, needs money. But here's the thing. It's like I put, finally, a rich white kid gets a break. Like, we're in 2021. We have murals of George Floyd going up everywhere. Black Lives Matter going up everywhere. Floyd Mayweather couldn't have just stepped back and, instead of doing this, maybe been the undercard. Now follow me. Maybe he could have been the undercard on an all black card or an all poor card. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But maybe he could have been, him and this Jake Paul idiot could have been, or Logan Paul, whatever it is. I don't know which one it is, and I don't care. Whichever one it is, one of them used to live across from me, and they would make women show their breasts. They'd make women do horrible things. They'd make women do ridiculous. They'd humiliate women from the balconies above. We're in 2021. How dare this world condemn anyone but be okay with this bullshit? I would fight this. See, I should fight Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whatever this idiot's name is. I should fight him. You know why I should fight him? Because I'm a struggling poor white guy who should be able to fight this piece of shit for money and get part of the money he's got if I can kick his ass, right? Okay. But MAYWEATHER's giving him this great MAYWEATHER is possibly the greatest fighter of all times, but it's definitely one of the greatest. I personally am a huge Tommy Hearns fan. Tommy the Hitman Hearns, forever, 818. But Tommy Hearns forever. was the greatest fighter of all time ever, the most underrated, disrespected, greatest fighter ever. Him and Roberto Duran were two of the greatest fighters of all time, the least respected. But that said, this Logan or Jake Paul, whatever this idiot's name, he should be fighting people like me. We should be able to kick this. We should be able to fight this dude. You see, he's at the top of the heap of white people money and stuff like that and fame. We should be able to fight him to get a name. Mayweather should be taking his fame and helping out people. You know what I'm saying? Not giving opportunity to this guy. So anyway, I don't get that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why we're doing this in 2021. I don't know why people are okay with this in 2021. It makes no sense to me. There's a lot of things going on. I'm not sure why they are still existing. But so we're talking about Black Lives Matter. We're talking about equality. We're right in the middle of Pride Month. But this Logan Paul guy, who is the quintessential white guy, who's used women, monetized women, for-profited women, has whatever, racially insensitive human being, and everything else. He's getting these opportunities because his brother got internet famous, but they already had money to start with. And that's what people don't understand. So they already had money to start with. They did crazy stuff and made people embarrass themselves and things like that, and took advantage of women and stuff like that. I don't remember which one did or who. I don't get into all that. I just know they used to live across from me, and I used to see them doing shit all the time. And there was another YouTube idiot that was there too. And so I see this all the time. But now he's getting to fight one of the greatest fighters of all time. Now, instead of Mayweather giving opportunity to young black fighters to showcase as the main cards, and then be the undercard, or, you know, and then be the undercard with him to create people to watch for them. So he should be using Logan Paul, or Jake Paul, whatever idiot it is. He should be using them to help promote poor people, or especially poor black people. Instead, this is another thing set up for the rich and the wealthy. And it just doesn't seem like at this time we need to be giving huge opportunities to rich white men. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anymore. There's so much stuff I don't get anymore. There's so many things going on in the world I don't understand. I don't understand how hard people pull out their cocks that they get ball hair all over the urinals. Like, what the fuck is that? Why are you ripping your cock out so fast that hairs are flying off where they're connected? Like, I shake my head and hair doesn't fall off. So do you know how viciously rough you have to yank your penis out of your pants for hairs to fly off while you're standing up and land on a urinal that you're not right against? So you're not right against the urinal. So they have to jump off your body. Calm down. And stop peeing so loud. It makes everyone else feel like their dick's small. We all sit there and compete with fire hose. You know? We're sitting there competing with fire hose because we think somehow because he pees louder, his dick is bigger. So we're sitting there straining our balls, trying to sound like we have big dicks too. I'm bringing water into the bathroom with me and pouring it in the fucking thing just so it sounds okay. Stop it. Anyway, that said. Also, don't wash your hands after you go pee. If the only thing you touched was your dick, trust me, your dick's dirtier than your hands. Unless you're really lucky. Because with my life, my dick pretty much stays in my pants, and the only thing that ever touches it is my hands. So, you know, anyhow, just food for thought. That's what I'm saying, is I don't get a lot of things. But what I really don't get is, why aren't we acting better? Why aren't we getting better? Why are we still allowing for ridiculousness and stereotyping and all that stuff? Let's move forward. Let's get better than all this. I don't know. Anyway, I just saw this today. It was on the news and everything. And it's so huge. And it's like, yeah, okay, so a rich white internet sensation, suburban upper middle class white kid is getting a great opportunity because he did stupid things and made fun of women and races and everything else. But we're evolved in 2021. But we're evolved in that's just, I guess, what I'm not getting. I guess that's where I got totally thrown off track in life. Is I truly don't have isms. I truly don't have any races. I don't have any isms. I don't care what somebody is. You don't even know what I am to know what I wouldn't like. And then there's nothing I don't like as far as a group or a whole thing. There's certain things in life that bother me, but it has nothing to do with who a person is or how a person is or what color or race or religion a person is. So I guess that's where I'm thrown off. And I guess that's where I was interested in a new idea and a new person. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm a human being. I'm a human being that sees things every day and decides on those things that I see every day on how I feel about them. I'm a human being who has a stance. I'm a human being who has feelings and thoughts. I'm a human being that stands up for right against wrong. But I don't understand why we feel like we're being so evolved when we're not really changing the worst and hardest hit parts of society. We're not really changing anything, and we could totally fix everything. I believe, again, this whole pandemic and the money that's been spent shows that we could have fixed our problems this whole time. We've obviously had more than enough money to fix all our problems and take care of everyone this whole time. Do you realize that had we been taking care of everyone this whole time, the pandemic probably would have been so much less? Anyway, I'm just saying, maybe who gives a fuck about these two? And you know what? I'm going to say this is I did respect Mayweather because he was an insanely, incredibly talented boxer. Yes, he came from a boxing family, but you know what? He superseded what they even did. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time, so I did respect him, but I don't respect this. I have never respected the Paul guy or his family. They're garbage. Mayweather and his family I respected because they did come from nothing, and they did make it, and they did fight their way up, and they did go through hell back and forth, and he did become mega rich and everything else, and good for him. But now you're making sure this guy gets more money? I don't know, man. You could have fought me and changed my life. You could have fought a poor person, changed their life. But you're just both getting more money. And I still can't afford your gym. And someone should ask Mayweather why the people at his gym kick the homeless people right out of that area, but make them just go away from the gym, and then they don't care where they go. Is that even legal? Because the Mayweather gym on Hollywood and Yucca by the Hollywood Highland Mall, they like boot out homeless people off the sidewalk. They make them leave. They have security that they pay to kick them out. But if they cross the street, they could set up camp. Yet we live over here. We're residents too. Anyway, just something to think about, guys. If you're going to be all happy about what's going on right now, you're going to do gay pride and everything else. Here's the thing. I'll fight and die for everybody's right to live their life the way they choose without hurting someone else. If somebody was attacking somebody for being transgender, I would jump in if I know them or not. If somebody was being attacked for not being transgender, I would protect them too. It's across the board. If someone was being attacked for being black, I would protect them. If somebody was attacked for being white, I would protect them. Yes, I'm as scared as everyone else, but you have to do what's right in life, guys. I'm trying to do what's right, you know. And it's hard because the people who don't do right spend a lot of time trying to point out how they do right. Anyway, just food for thought. I'm sure one or two of you will watch this and no one will share, and that's okay. Because, see, nobody will share and nobody really will promote it, and that's okay, and I understand it because it's not, the world doesn't really work to where we're trying to help each other. We want to get ahead. We'll help someone if we think that could get us ahead. We won't help someone even if we believe in what they're doing, if it might affect us or anything else. It's a weird world we live in. As you start to understand it, it gets easier and better. I'm trying to get happier. I'm trying to, do everything I can, and it is a struggle. Like I say, I'm a full-time single dad raising one of 3 children. So I raised my other 2 for the first 3 years by myself. Then my ex stepped in a bit, but now my second ex isn't around at all. She's off smoking drugs and hanging out with friends in Long Beach, going to junior college when she wants to, making beats, doing all this stuff, texts my daughter once in a great while. And it's her kid. And she's telling everyone she's got PTSD and was abused. That's the insanity. So she gets to just run around saying she has PTSD and she was abused, but there's never any. The only abuse that ever went on, which I caught on camera and everything, was her punching me in the face because she got mad because I wouldn't give her pot. I mean, you know, and she threw a cup at me and my daughter, but there was nothing else ever. But she's out telling people that I won't let her see her daughter when Megan Ashley Lewis can see her daughter anytime she wants. This is where the world's at. See, she's out there being a victim, except nobody's victimized her. She smoked crack, stole a bunch of money, went and smoked crack with her mom, who's like 60 something. Did all kinds of crazy shit, took a bunch of money. I still gave her opportunity to be in her daughter's life, even though I kicked her out. I still gave her an opportunity to totally be in her daughter's life, even though I have full custody. And anytime she wants to see her, and she saw her and then got in a fight with her and then told her she wasn't talking to her anymore and that she could snail me, all this stuff. But if you explain it to people, they don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it. You know, nobody wants to hear these, oh, that sucks. Yeah, it totally does suck. And when it happens to you, it's going to totally suck. And you're going to be upset that nobody cares. And you're going to be upset that this person gets to go around and say all these things. But the people you hang around when you're telling them that, oh my God, she's lying and da-da-da-da-da, they're like, oh, it sucks. Okay, we get it. Right, and we're all in that position. And when you end up in that position, when you can't understand why people don't care and why people, you know, for example, I have friends that'll call me to ask me advice and this and that, but they don't really want to hear my advice. They just want me to tell them what they want to hear. And they also don't want to hear anything that I need. They don't care. If I start telling them, they go, oh, that sucks. So now I tell people, it's like, oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, sorry you're going through that. I do the same things to them and they hate it. They hate them. So many people in this world hate themselves. And when you act the way they act to them, they get so hurt. Like, oh, how can someone be like that? And if you tell them, yeah, I was just trying to make a point that that's how you act, they go, oh, okay, I get your point. No, they don't. Now they're mad that you tried to make a point. Instead of going, oh my God, I act like that? Oh, I hate me. Oh, I felt horrible when you were doing that to me. And I can't believe I do that to people. I'm going to change that about me. They go, oh, okay, I get your point. And then they go on acting the way they did. And they hope that you'll now start listening to them. And now I don't tell them. I don't do anything. I just look at her, oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. And now I'm trying to make friends, new friends, and meet new people that I can just have friendships with. I don't need anything from them. They don't need anything. We just have friendships and we talk and we respect one another, because I realize that friendship where you're like this and you know, I just started talking to a guy, funny enough, who I've known forever. We'll see how that goes. But it was exciting because it was the first time in forever I've spoken to someone who knows me, who really knows me. You know what I'm saying? Knows the real me and everything else and more so. And so we're going to meet up and chat. But yeah, that was kind of exciting. Old friend. And I don't know. That was just really neat. I say old friend, but pretty much like old, like family, you know, like a younger brother. And like I had a brother, but I didn't really have a brother. But anyway, that's the whole point. So we live in a world where all this stuff is going on and all this craziness. And if you tell people what's really going on, they don't want to hear it. When you start telling people how bad someone is lying or this and that, they don't want to hear it. But if you put people on the spot and tell them, you know, oh, this happened to you, they have to like go, oh, that sucks. Oh my God, that's horrible. No, right, that's horrible. And then the person gets a whole thread of how that's horrible. And they go off of that. Anyway, let's not be happy that we're going to watch a fight between these two. A guy who's not really even a professional fighter and one of the greatest fighters of all times is going to help this guy get more money. I'm not happy about it. If you're cool with it, that's cool. That's your choice. I hope you enjoy the fight and have a good time watching it. I mean, everybody has to have their choice. I just personally am not going to watch it, which is kind of a lie because I'll probably watch it if I could see it free. But I'm not going to contribute to it whatsoever. And I guess even watching it, I'm still contributing to it. So I'm not even going to do that. As much as I want to see what happens, I'm not even going to watch the fight because I won't support it in any way. I will fight this Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whatever this idiot's name is, who rose off of his brother's penis. Like, I'll fight him in a second. I'll whip his ass. Like, I'll teach him how to really, like, MMA style street fighting, motherfucker. Let's go bare knuckle. Let's go bare knuckle, and I'll whoop Jake Paul's ass. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whatever the idiot Paul's name is. Anyway, stop supporting these people. They're not good for society. Not at all.